Okay, hi, this is LFrelix, and I'm doing my video check-in, and I was unable to use Canvas to record because it wouldn't give my camera access, and so I wanted to show that I do have the questions here, so I can go through the questions. And I don't have a script, but just the questions. So, the first question is, what educational topic did I select and why? And so I selected the topic of literacy across content areas. I am an English teacher. I teach 7th grade English, language arts. And after the previous assignment where I found an article about literacy skills across content areas, I thought it would be interesting to examine that a little bit further. And so I have firsthand experience with students who struggle to read, and if they struggle to read in my English class, they're likely to struggle in their science, and they're likely to struggle in their social studies classes as well. So I wanted to see what research was, what other research or additional research there was out regarding teaching literacy skills, reading, vocabulary, and writing skills in other classes outside of English, including like social studies and science and math. And so the inquiry question. So my inquiry question is, how does literacy instruction across content areas affect reading comprehension and academic achievement? So I'm interested to see if students receive academic assistance or literacy assistance in other languages. Does their academic achievement increase? Do their test scores increase? As opposed to students who only receive it during their English class. And that was something that I, when I read the journal from the previous assignment, I thought that was very interesting because that's something that my school has discussed, including literacy instruction in social studies and science classes. So the inquiry question relates to what I've seen firsthand and what some of our administrators have tried to put in place with some classes and some students who have shown that deficit with literacy, and just increasing the amount of reading, vocabulary, and writing skills in other classes, and how it can increase achievement. And so walk me through how you search for your sources. So I did a broad research on literacy instruction, reading instruction in ELA and other subjects in a middle school, and specifically middle school education, because I teach middle school and I wanted to know more about middle school as opposed to elementary level or even college level. And so let's see the next question. Where did I look? So I looked through EBSCO and ERIC, and I used Google Scholar and looked through some of the journal to locate the journal articles and to double check the authenticity. And I also was able to find 2 national literacy websites that were highly regarded as trustworthy in the educational world. And the keywords and phrases that I chose to use were, I started pretty broadly and just used literacy across content areas. And so I used that and kind of whittled it down. And so key words and key phrases that were successful for me were literacy across content areas, middle school literacy, middle school reading comprehension. Those were a few of the successful searches that I used. My criteria, what were your criteria for deciding whether a source is credible? I tried to find current sources within the last 5 years. And like I said, I also tried to find peer-reviewed journals, and also use the websites, the government websites that were highly regarded in education in order to, one of the criteria for our reference list was to use different sources. And so yeah, that was I forgot the question. What were your criteria for deciding? Yeah, it was the peer-reviewed journals and the websites that were highly regarded by literacy organizations. The three types, what three types of sources did you include? I included the peer-reviewed journal and the website, the National Center for Educational Statistics, and the International Literacy Association. Those were the three sources that I included. And the process, describe your process for developing the reference entries for your draft. So I actually listed my sources. I typed them as I found them. I typed them in the document, but I also double checked my details, the website information, and I used the 7th generation guidelines from the APA style book and double check those. And I'm also insanely nervous about using the style guide because it seems like sometimes I miss things, and I don't know if it might be a good idea to help or include a generator, which I have not done, but I think that in the future that I will do, is to double check my work through a generator. And that's it. Thank you.